Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world, your boy Corey, aka Crasher, here with the new video, and ladies and gentlemen, it has been a hot minute, but we are going to be discussing more leaks and spoilers content for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now there's two disclaimers I want to give to you people here and now, the first of which is a spoilers disclaimer. This right here is for those that have accidentally clicked on this video and do not want to be spoiled. This right here is your opportunity to exit out of this video, as the last thing I want to have happen is for anyone to be spoiled when it comes to content like this. And the second disclaimer goes to all of you beautiful people that are staying. Take everything that we talk about here with a pinch of salt. With that being said, strap yourselves in and let's begin. So we're going to be focusing on the Pokedex of Generation 9, as this site compiles all of the alleged leak information from the leakers in the community. Now, what we got going on here, we have ourselves a total of 109 Pokemon, and it breaks down like this. 80 new Pokemon plus 4 are fakes or regional fakes, 5 cross-gen evolutions, 14 Paradox forms, so that being 7 Ancient and 7 Future, plus 2 for DLC apparently, and we also ourselves 4 regional forms. So now we get into the cornucopia of the Pokedex. So first off, we're going to be focusing on Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxly, and more specifically, their final stages. Now the final stage of Sprigatito is allegedly based on a dancer and is going to be grass and dark. For Fuecoco's final stage evolution, it's allegedly based on a singer, and it's going to be fire and ghost. And Quaxly's final stage evolution is allegedly water and dark, and is based on a dancer. So all of which, that sounds very, very interesting, and quite cool if I'm going to be honest. So now moving on to Lechonk, we know that it will evolve, and depending on its gender, it's going to be taking on a different appearance. Now it's also a dual typing, so we know it's normal, but we don't know the other typing. As for Pawmi, aka the Gen 9 Pikachu clone, it is a 3-stage evolution, with the final stage evolution being electric and fighting, and it is about damn time that we get ourselves a Pokemon with the electric fighting typing. Let's freaking go. So next up, we have ourselves Smoliv, and how it is apparently going to be a 3-stage Pokemon, with the final form retaining the grass normal typing, and it's going to be based on an olive tree, which sounds pretty cool if I'm going to be honest. So now let's move on to some doggos, ladies and gentlemen. The first of which we know is Fidough. It's a pure fairy typing with an evolution that also is going to be pure fairy typing. We then get to the second dog Pokemon. Its evolution as well as its pre-evolution are going to both be pure ghost. And then we get to the third dog family, and we are going to be having ourselves a dark typing for that family, a pure dark typing. And all I can say, I know I've said this time and time again, but as a dog lover, this absolutely makes my day. And then we have ourselves a spider Pokemon that's going to be pure bug, and it has a single stage evolution. So I can't wait to see how that turns out. Let's just hope that it's not forgettable like Ariados. Despite how cool Ariados is, that's all it has going for. So let's hope that this spider Pokemon can do the spider Pokemon families some justice in the game. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a dung beetle Pokemon that's pure bug, but it evolves into a bug psychic type, which sounds interesting. Next up, okay, this right here actually really excites me. We have ourselves a common rider based bug type Pokemon that evolves into a bug dark type. That is another first time type combination that's going to be introduced in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I am all down for that. Next up, we have ourselves a flying electric seagull that evolves. So that sounds really interesting as well. And speaking of interesting, we have ourselves a single stage Pokemon that is based on a parakeet. I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm getting Chatot vibes from this. And then we have ourselves a single-stage Flamingo Pokemon that's going to be flying and fighting, and that is a really solid offensive typing. So now let's move on. We have ourselves an Ostrich Pokemon that's going to be pure Psychic, and it will evolve once, and it's also going to have the pure Psychic typing. Now check this out, ladies and gentlemen. We actually have ourselves a pre-evolution to Cetitan, and the both of which are going to be pure Ice types. But take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We have ourselves a pure water dolphin Pokemon that actually ends up evolving. We also have ourselves a 2-stage frog Pokemon that is going to be electric and psychic. That sounds absolutely awesome. And we also have ourselves a single-stage Pokemon that is going to be part water, and we don't know the second typing, and it's based on a Hake fish, which, oh my god, that right there absolutely sounds crazy. That sounds so cool. So next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a 3-stage Pokemon that is going to be Fairy and Steel. That is absolutely amazing defensively, and it's the Pink Hammer Pokemon. I've heard about this a few times. I can't wait to see what it truly looks like. Now, we also have ourselves a 2-stage Pokemon, the first of which looks like a ghoulish coin, and its evolution looks like some sort of like golden statue or something like that. Both of which are going to have the Ghost typing plus a secondary typing, which I can't wait to see how it goes. We then move on to finally getting ourselves the long-awaited Grass and Fire type Pokemon, and it's based on a pepper. It's absolutely perfect, and this pepper Pokemon evolves into something reptilian-like. I can also get down with that. We then get ourselves a Fire Pokemon that has a dual typing, the first of which is Fire. We don't know the secondary typing, but the beautiful thing about this Pokemon is that depending on which version you're playing, it evolves into a version-exclusive form. So if you are playing Scarlet, then you're going to get a Fire Warrior-like Pokemon that is a dual typing of Fire and an unknown typing. And if you're playing Violet, you're going to get a Fire Blade Pokemon that is Fire and an unknown typing. That sounds absolutely awesome. So we move on to the Crystal Flower Pokemon and its evolution, both of which are going to be Poison and Rock types. This right here gives me Nihilego vibes. Let's just hope that it's actually as good as Nihilego. We then move on to a 3-stage Salt type of Pokemon that is going to be pure rock. So this is going to be very, very interesting. And apparently, the hint towards this Pokemon has to do with Minecraft. Like, check this out. This is actually pretty damn hilarious. Salt Pokemon, 2 evolutionary stages. Hint, Minecraft. Looks like a Minecraft character made of blocks. Okay, as a fan of Minecraft, I am 100% on board with this. I just honestly cannot wait to see how this looks. We then move on to a 2-stage engine type of Pokemon that is Poison and Steel, another first-time type combination in Pokemon. Now, of course, you do have to watch out for your 4x weakness to ground, but that right there, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, seems like a really, really cool typing. And speaking of cool, we have ourselves a freaking Tumbleweed Pokemon, a 2-stage Tumbleweed Pokemon that is Grass and Ghost. I can so totally get on board with this. And we also have ourselves a Spray Lemur-like Pokemon. We don't know its typing. Apparently it might be part poison. I don't even know. But a lemur with a spray can, or the ability to spray somehow, some way. Okay, sounds pretty odd, but I can dig it. Next up, we have ourselves a 2-stage mouse Pokemon that is part normal. We don't know the second typing. However, what's really, really interesting about this is that there's some speculation going on that this Pokemon may have access to the ability known as Parental Bond. Now, if you guys are familiar with Mega Kangaskhan, then you know how busted Parental Bond can be. We then move on to a Crab Pokemon that is going to be pure rock. Now, apparently this is going to be a boss Pokemon, so I am really curious as to how boss Pokemon are going to be implemented in the game. I'm thinking maybe there's something on the same level as Alpha Pokemon. Maybe these boss Pokemon are much larger than what they're supposed to be. I don't know, but it would be really, really interesting to find out. And speaking of boss Pokemon, well, we have ourselves a pure steel Earthworm Pokemon, which absolutely kind of boggles at the mind because it's an Earthworm Pokemon. Earthworms live in the ground. How is it not like a ground type, or at least a partial ground type? I'm not even sure. But we also have ourselves a large bird Pokemon with a partial flying typing, and it's based on a crane bird apparently, and it's yet another boss Pokemon. And then we move on to the Sushi fish Pokemon, which is going to be Dragon and Water. Let's freaking go! And it is another boss Pokemon. It's a Dragon Sushi fish duo with Sushi Master. And speaking of Sushi Master, that's right, we have ourselves a mono water Pokemon based on a Sushi Master, and it apparently looks like a catfish. I can get down with this. I can definitely get down with this. And speaking of getting down, we are finally getting down with some regional fakes. We have ourselves regional fakes for Diglett, Dugtrio, Tentacool, and Tentacruel. Now, Diglett and Dugtrio are pure water types, and they are very eel-like, apparently. Now, for regional fakes, Tentacool and Tentacruel, they both have the grass typing and an unknown typing, and they are based on mushrooms, apparently, which sounds interesting. Okay. And then moving on, we have ourselves a 3-stage Dragon Ice Pokemon. We have not seen that typing since Kyurem of Generation 5, so it's actually really freaking awesome that we have ourselves a Pokemon that is going to be having that typing, and it's apparently going to be the pseudo-legendary of Generation 9. So, then moving on, we have ourselves Mankey, Primeape, and its evolution, which is apparently going to be Fighting and Ghost. And aside from the normal Ghost typing that Hisuian Zorua and Zoroark have, Fighting and Ghost is going to hit everything for a bare minimum of neutral damage, if not super effectively. That is a very, very good offensive typing. So next up, we have ourselves a Pawniard, Bisharp, and an evolution for Bisharp. Now, for those of you guys that are familiar with competitive Pokemon, you guys know how good Bisharp is, especially Pursuit Bisharp. So, the fact that it gets an evolution, mwah, that's just absolutely amazing. And it retains the Dark Steel typing, which is very, very awesome. Just watch out for your 4x weakness to fighting moves, I will say. Next up, we have ourselves Dunsparce and its evolution, which remains pure normal. We have Girafarig and its evolution, which converts into pure psychic. So that is also interesting to point out. We then move on to Paldean Wooper, which is poison and ground, and its evolution of an unknown typing. But then we move on to Paldean Tauros, baby, which is pure fighting. Oh, but we're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen, because Paldean Tauros actually comes in 3 forms. The first form we just talked about. The second form is going to be red-colored, I guess, and it's going to be fighting and an unknown typing. So it's going to be a dual typing. We don't know what the second typing is. And then we have ourselves a third Paldean Tauros form that is going to be apparently fighting and water. How freaking cool is that? And speaking of cool, we then move on to ancient forms of Pokemon. Well, not really forms, but these are ancient paradox Pokemon that are completely different and their own species. So we have ourselves Ancient Amoonguss, which is going to be a grass type, but its second typing is unknown. We have Ancient Jigglypuff with a fairy typing, and the second typing is unknown. Ancient Mischievous, which is apparently going to be ghost and fairy. Let's freaking go. Ancient Volcarona is going to be a part bug type, so it loses the fire typing, but I wonder what typing it's going to gain. We also have ourselves Ancient Salamence being a part dragon type, and the secondary typing is unknown. We have ourselves Ancient Donphan with its typing completely unknown. Same with Ancient Magneton. Hold the freaking phone! Ancient Magneton. Okay, hold up a second. So, Ancient Magneton, I would like to know how the hell that even works, because if we take a look at what Magneton is, it looks very modernized. It looks like it's very technologically based, but an ancient form of Magneton, is it gonna be like, what, made out of rocks or something like that? I don't even know what to say to this. And speaking of not even knowing what to say, we have ourselves Ancient Suicune of an unknown typing that is apparently going to be a part of DLC. So we have ourselves an ancient Pokemon based on the legendary Suicune. Like, what the hell? My mind is blown wide open. Oh, but guys, speaking of minds being blown wide open, it's going to be blown pretty much non-existent at this point. We then move on to future Paradox forms. We have Future Delibird, which is going to be a part Ice type. The second type is unknown. Future Gallade, which its typing is completely unknown. Future Hariyama with a part fighting typing and an unknown secondary typing. Future Volcarona with a fire typing and its secondary typing is unknown. Future freaking Volcarona, man! Like, oh my god. So Volcarona has an ancient form and a future form. That is absolutely crazy. We also ourselves Future Tyranitar of a completely unknown type. I really hope it's part steel. I want this to be based on Mecha freaking Godzilla, folks. That would be so cool. We also ourselves Future Donphan, another Pokemon that gets 2 Paradox forms. One ancient and one future. Now, this here is going to be a part ground type with its secondary typing being unknown. Then we have ourselves Future Hydreigon. Future Hydreigon! Are you kidding me? Now, its typing is completely unknown. Oh my god. Like, the fact that we're getting ourselves a Future Paradox Hydreigon, that is incredible. And we have ourselves a Future Virizion of an unknown typing that is apparently going to be saved for DLC. So next up, we move on to what is apparently going to be a legendary quartet in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We have a Yu fish-like Pokemon that is going to be fire and dark. We have a Dinglu deer Pokemon that is going to be ground and dark. We have a Jianbiao leopard, I probably fucked up the pronunciation of the first word there, that is apparently going to be ice and dark. And we have ourselves a Jianwo snail that is apparently going to be grass and dark. Now, what all 4 of these Pokemon have in common is the dark typing, so we have ourselves a dark type legendary quartet. That sounds awesome. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves Koraidon and its many forms. It's also going to be dragon and fighting. That's something that we have already talked about, and we kind of figured that was going to be a thing. And then we have ourselves Cyclazar, which is dragon normal. We already know that. And then we have ourselves Miraidon and its many forms. And it's also going to be dragon electric. Now, what I'm really curious about when it comes to Cyclazar is there some sort of connection with Miraidon or Koraidon? Like, does it evolve into one of those 2 Pokemon? Is Cyclazar perhaps maybe a present form of Miraidon and Koraidon? Miraidon being very futuristic and Koraidon being very ancient looking, with Cyclazar kind of being more of a modernized looking Pokemon. I don't even know, but leave your thoughts about that in the comments down below. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is enough Pokemon Scarlet and Violet spoilers content for one video. What did you guys think about the adventure that we went on through this Pokedex? All I can say, man, is that the more information comes out, the more pumped up I get about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I cannot wait for these games, and especially, I cannot wait to see how Ancient Paradox and Future Paradox forms are implemented in the game. Like, what are they going to be like? What are their typings going to be like? What are their identities? Things like that. There are so many questions that I could be asking, and I just cannot wait to get the answers eventually. So let me know what you guys think about what we talked about here in the comments down below, and tell me what stuck out to you guys the most. And that's it for the video, ladies and gentlemen, so I want to say thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing, and especially comment your thoughts down below, because I love hearing from you guys. Always have, that will never ever change. So thank you guys again for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day or night, depending on your time zone, and I'll see you guys in the next one.